I once heard that results begin at the end of your comfort zone. My name is Carissa Toll, and growing up, I've always been super cautious, and I didn't like change, and I didn't like anything that was out of the ordinary. But change is a virtue, and it is good, and it helps you grow. A passion of mine has always been doing makeup, and I've been a makeup artist for over 10 years now. I enjoy making people feel beautiful and feel good about themselves, and I've always been a people pleaser. Therefore, this profession just seemed very natural to me. As I've grown older, however, I've realized that I should be taking more chances, whether I liked it at first, whether I hated it, or if it scared me. And that is where my boyfriend Ryan came into play. He gets 90% of the credit for pushing me to learn snowboarding. I'm sure many of you snowboard or ski out there, but I myself did not grow up doing either or. So it was a bit of a frightening thing to me. I have to say that if it weren't for him, I would probably be vacationing on the beach in the winter months, given that I had the money, of course, and I wouldn't even attempt snowboarding at all. But thanks to him, I have overcome I'm overcoming my fear of snowboarding. It is definitely one of the most frustrating things I've ever learned, and I'm sure he can attest to that. But at the end of the day, I'm very grateful that I pushed myself. Another fear I've always had is a fear of heights. Oddly enough, I'm not afraid to fly in a plane. Traveling is not an issue for me. But when it comes to being up high somewhere, such as a chairlift, for example, I just get a little bit of anxiety. And one day Ryan comes up to me and he says, "Do you want to go to the indoor rock gym and do some climbing with me?" He rightfully knew that I do not like heights, but he was looking out for my best interest and just trying to get me to push the envelope a little bit and step outside of this comfort zone. And so I went, and as I was climbing up, I just climbed up to the top so fast before I even realized what I was doing that I made the mistake of looking down, something you should never do when you're on a really high wall. And I panicked. I started shaking uncontrollably. I started sweating, and it probably took me a good minute before I was able to relax my mind and finally come down from there. But again, I felt very accomplished after I had done that, and I did go again, and it is getting better for me. Which leads me to my fear of public speaking. If you haven't already known by now, I have a fear of being in front of an audience and giving a speech. But here we are, and I sometimes ask myself, why did I decide to take a public speaking course? Well, I'm very determined to get my degree, and as we know, this is a requirement. But at the same time, I wanted to be able to be a better communicator and to learn to not have the fear and anxiety that I once had. Well, I figure I'm not getting any younger, so what better time than to do this now? Although it may be impossible to completely eliminate my fears of heights or snowboarding or even public speaking, I am sure that I can learn to feel more comfortable and gain the confidence with practice and persistence.